I don't really have anything traumatic that happened besides like getting into like my first car accident. It's nothing crazy. I was just like heading
Awesome.
to work and it was like really
No.
foggy and I couldn't see anything and then like a deer just like hit the like front bumper of my car and it
Oh,
just like ruined the whole like, car.
y'all hit a deer? I got cut off, and they totaled my church's van. Oh my goodness.
That's the only like traumatic thing that's ever happened because it was like during like 11 at night because I used to work during like graveyard shift. It just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
gave me trauma because like each time like I would head to work, I would keep thinking that there would be a deer
Hello.
that would like try to like hit me. I
Hello
even
from
like
the other
get scared
side.
of like mailboxes because like they're like almost like the same height as like
Hey, Asha,
deers.
getting getting out of
I was
trouble.
20, I think. Um,
Just came by
can't
and
really
visit.
give best advice
Is
for
that it?
like. I mean, the only best thing I could really think is like
You're
I don't
Yeah.
know, just be aware of your surroundings
Voice
really, especially like during
issues.
like late night
Voice.
hours. Always
in
like
case
double
you
check.
forgot.
You never know like
Me
if
too.
something like might
Your
happen like
dad.
that.
For
At least for
sure.
me, luckily I was driving really
I
slow,
know.
like when I was
I
like
know.
getting to work, because I have to like go
Aww.
through these like forest roads, like
I mean,
woods,
you've been a
and
good
that's where
noodle.
like it hit. Sadly, the deer didn't have
Alright, so
insurance,
what
so
is there to do for
Oh,
kind of
Friday, eh?
sucks.
oh man, yeah,
Oh,
that
so
kind of
yeah,
Yeah.
like
sucks.
Well, last year, around December the 18th, I was riding a dirt bike going about 50 miles per hour. I started hitting soft dirt, so I tried to start slowing down. And about 20, 30 feet to my left, there was a fence that was full of barbed wire, and I was somewhat heading into the direction of it. So I pushed out on my back brake, and then I slowly started trying to grab my front brake because I did not want to go in the barbed wire fence. And then when I did pull that front brake, I went flying. I went flying about 25 feet from my where I went off the bike, and the bike ended up about 30 feet. And I got a broken femur. And I sat there for an hour with that broken femur until I got medically flighted to a hospital.
When I was 4, so I have short-term memory, but if something significant happens, I remember. The only remember I have before 4th grade was I forgot to do the dishes, and my stepdad pulled me by my ear so hard that half of it ripped off. And then when I went to the doctors, I had to pretend like I did it on accident, jumping off my bunk bed.
Do you still keep in contact with your father today?
Absolutely not. He one day he followed me on Facebook, but anytime I make a post, he would go under the comments and make negative comments towards me. So I had to block him.
How long ago did you cut him off?
About 7 years.
So I had a competition for a JROTC shooting competition. All right, whatever. And I live in New Mexico, and we were on our way to Farmington to go to this rich school, and it was an overnight competition. I was really stoked about it. And what ended up happening was when we got to the school, we were waiting in the weight room, and they had like, oh, hold on, let me press that timer. We were stoked about it. And what ended up happening was when we got to the weight room, we were waiting in there. We were doing some exercises before we start shooting. And I'm looking at these dumbbells, like they had 100-pound dumbbells. Like they had dumbbells that went up to 100 pounds, and it was crazy. My friend told me to pick up the 100-pound dumbbell. So I grabbed the weight while pushing up on the rack. It was my right ring finger, and pushing up on the rack. No, it was this one. Going like that, and I dropped the 100-pound dumbbell on my ring. It gets caught between the rack and then the weight. It splits the finger in half, like vertically. And I run to the highest ranking person in my flight or in the group. I'm like, look at my finger. What do I do? Who do I go to? I go to my colonel, which is the instructor, and he tells me just to go in the restroom, pour water on it. My friend walks in there. He's like, "Can I take a picture of your finger?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." Show him the worst part about it, and it's just, oh, I have pictures of it.
There was a time that I took wrong meds and it messed my brain up really, really bad. But
What?
that was like a fully just medication problem, not really mental problem. It my meds messed up, and then I got wrong meds that made me have suicidal thoughts, and then that was whenever I was like 10. and I had no idea what was going on because I'm autistic and I can't really understand what emotions is and what I was feeling. It took me like a month or two to actually realize what was going on.
So when I was about 6 years old, I was with my family at a pool, and there was this one other pool that was locked off. My brother was dating the owner's daughter at the time, so he knew the code. He unlocked it, and I went off without them, and I almost drowned. It was really bad because I had no idea how to swim. My dad had to come and swoop and grab me by my arm. And then when I was about 10 years old, I was on an ATC, a three-wheeler, and I was riding it in my uncle's backyard. One of the back wheels hit one of his dirt ramps, and it flew into a ditch, and it rolled over me. Since it rolled over me, I've had severe knee pain in my left knee. I have to wear a knee brace, and then the swimming pool incident hasn't really affected me much. I still don't know how to swim, but I just stay away from pools much now.
Not most traumatic, but my dumbass, I bought the Ranger sword from Lord of the Rings, and I fucking swung it at a small tree, maybe like the size of a $50, and it came back at me and it sliced the fuck out of my hand. So I would say you could buy a sword, that's fine. If you don't know how to use it, probably don't use it because you could get very hurt.
So I was about 2 months old, and I didn't know what was going on because I was 2 months old and I couldn't even fucking walk or read or anything. And I'm going to court. Now, I do not remember this. I just remember what I was told. I'm going to court, or no, I was in foster care actually. My parents and the biological are going to court to see who she was losing custody. She was losing custody no matter what of all her kids. So my dad and my stepmom win. They fight so much to get us and be able to see us because my mom could not see us until she got married to my dad. So they got married to see us, me and my brother. That's why I'm saying us. But fast forward a few years, my second birthday, she was supposed to take me on a shopping spree. But that thing that should not be on this earth decided to be in Louisiana doing God knows what instead of spending time with her kid. Mind you, at the time we had an open relationship, and eventually they closed it, and now we're up to here knowing that I'm adopted and I don't know who my mom is.
I did learn something from my first heartbreak. That's a lightweight one, right? Not a super terrible story, but the first time I was in love and then cheated on and left. And we were together for like 5 years, and she went to college. And on Valentine's Day, she called me and told me she cheated on me, and devastating, you know. I tried to fight to keep seeing her, whatever. And when at the end, she told me on the phone, she goes, "Please listen, ever chase anything that's not chasing you, and please don't call me again." And I didn't. And it was some of the best advice I've ever had. That was a long time ago. She was right. I realized that if you ever catch yourself trying, you're already failed. Good things come naturally, and you should be okay. Maybe they will, maybe they won't come your way, but that's where good love and good friendship comes from. Anyone I say I love, I meant it. You know, I don't think there's ever such thing as being over it. I'll love you forever.
My dad was an alcoholic. He lied to me in my face, fell over as I was sending him away to rehab.
2020, I met an ex when I was 21 years old, and he was 24, and I was with him for 2 years. He was incredibly abusive. A month before I left, he, during a fight, picked me up while I was trying to run away and put me in a chokehold and strangled me to the point where I thought I was going to die. I had a scratch on my own face from myself clawing at his arm. There was a time when he punched me in the face. He was arrested and he didn't go to jail. He did not go to jail because I recanted the statement. He had done it to 2 other women before me. But yeah, the most traumatic event was when he strangled me and I thought I was going to die. Thankfully, when I went limp, he let me go.
One time I was in a Walmart with my mom and she told me that my uncle K-worded his dog, and low-key nailed it to a tree because he went through religious psychosis.
I had a grandmother got killed in the just underneath the store I worked at. It was just a robbery gone wrong. Some kids were robbing her with a knife point and decided to stab her. It seems. The part I didn't like is I knew everyone involved because they all shopped at the store I was working at. So I was able to, before it all, I was able to talk to them all and kind of. I didn't know them fully, but I knew of them.